excited to discuss our first topic. We all are probably ready to throw on our flip-flops now that we are heading into the summer months. But our first guest today says you may want to skip them and protect your feet. She's here to talk about why flip-flops are bad for all of us. Please help me welcome Dr. Kristina Robertson from Nola Soul Podiatry. Doctor, first of all, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely, thank you for having me.
And I know flip-flops are bad for us, but let's debunk that a little bit.
Absolutely,
Right?
let's get into it.
The number one reason why flip-flops are bad, everybody, is because they offer no support. Let's talk about this.
Absolutely. So flip-flops can be made out of foam or different types of material, but they're very thin in general. So when you think of flip-flops, you think of what you can find at like Walgreens or CVS really quick, in the aisle. Or the number one is usually the Old Navy dollar sale.
Yes, every summer.
Obviously, before I went into this profession, I was guilty of that,
Yes.
for sure. However, it's basically just a piece of foam protecting you from the floor. So while it's not terrible, it's not great either. It is protecting you from like the basic exposures to the floor. But other than that, it's not doing anything for you.
So that's what that is. It's foam. It's not actual
it's just
support.
a foam. It's not a support. So you want to see different things that have like a cushion that lift up your foot. So naturally our feet have an arch. And if you don't have something supporting that arch on your full body, you're hitting the floor.
It's so true. And besides, of course, no support, there's no shock absorption in the flip-flops that we usually get. Talk to me about what that is and why it's important that we have that.
So feet are like human tires, right? So with tires in a car, you can get those changed out every couple of weeks.
Put that on a t-shirt. I like that.
Absolutely. Well, our human feet don't obviously get changed. I mean, maybe in a couple hundred years that'll change.
Right.
But for the most part, this is what we're keeping our whole lives. And as we get older, the fat pads on our feet disintegrate. So one part of our body that naturally gets rid of fat. How nice is that?
Okay, come on. So we gotta take care of our feet, okay?
Absolutely, but we can't really replenish it. So we have to protect it from day one.
So true.
Definitely need to wear good shoes.
Yes, and last but not least, I did not know this, but flip-flops dry out our skin?
Absolutely. So when we're in socks, it absorbs the moisture, whether it's good sweat or just naturally your body, exuding water. However, we're exposed to the elements. Everything is hot, UV rays, all that kind of stuff. So our feet are going to dry out a lot. So we definitely have to hydrate it. So not only do you put, cream on your face, you need to protect your feet and put some cream on that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I've seen those foot masks on social media.
Yes, I
Those
brought
are
one of those. So you don't want to use anything that has acid in it because it will, peel off your skin. But these are the brands that I recommend to all my patients that are over the counter. So you can get this anywhere locally. Aquaphor is really great. This foot mask is wonderful. You use it once every 2 weeks and it really hydrates your foot and makes it really nice and soft.
This is fascinating, everybody. So now that we know that flip-flops are bad, let's talk about how to pick out better shoes. Okay, you really said there are really 3 things we need to look at. First, you have to make sure you can't wring it out like a towel. You brought some examples here.
I brought some. These are some of the brands that you can find locally as well, or online, honestly. So these are Bionic. So this brand was created by podiatrists. So it's wonderful because it's made by people in my profession. So it's giving you everything you need. And these are also A-Trek. These are really great as well. And these are kind of just more like the plasticky, but they're really great for the beach because with these are more for like going around locally.
Very cute. Now talk to me about this wringing out of the shoe.
So what happens is you want to try to turn the slipper. If it's not wringing out like a dish towel, then obviously it's supporting your foot and not letting your foot do it.
And this is what you want.
This is exactly what you want. You don't want to be able to wring it out like a towel because then your foot is doing that in the shoe.
That is true. And my flip-flops, I knew I could do that for sure. Another thing you suggest is making sure the tip of toes don't go to the heel.
So absolutely. With a pair of flip-flops, you can honestly just grab it and close it like a book. With these, you kind of have to check them out. Can you put the toes to the back? And it's not going there. So it's protecting your foot when you're walking. It's not letting you completely bend your toes.
There's a little give, but not as much as the flip-flop.
Absolutely. You want a little bit of give because that's the way natural foot walking is. It's toe off and then heel off. So you want to be able to move it a little, but you don't want it like completely bending back.
Child, my goodness. And last but not least, we want to make sure that our heel support doesn't collapse when you squeeze it.
So squeeze it. Try to act like it's a lemon.
Oh, squeeze the sides.
Yeah, squeeze the sides. So if it's not collapsing on itself, it's supporting the back of your heel.
I just cracked my wrist, everybody. Okay, so these are definitely some great, strong shoes.
Yes, absolutely.
It's so important that we make sure we have great footwear because if we do not, What can happen, doctor, if we don't have great support, great shock absorption?
Well, there's a lot of things. Number one is you can get a lot of calluses, and that's a big problem.
Ooh,
Thickening of your skin.
Shout out to all my dancers out there. Y'all know about those.
Oh, yeah. So those get really thick, and, it causes basically like a thickness of that skin and a bony prominence. So with no fat, same thing. You're not going to be able to have support the rest of your life. Your feet are going to start hurting a lot easier. The front of your foot, heel pain, plantar fasciitis, all that stuff. Your body can only absorb so much. So you have your ligaments, but if you don't have something helping you out, a lot of stuff can go bad.
And last but not least, right, when it comes to Crocs and when it comes to Nike slides, do you suggest those?
So Crocs are not terrible, people.
All right, I got 3 pairs.
They're not, and neither are Nike slides, because some of them have a little bit of that support in the middle. So it gives you enough that you can just get them on and get out the door.
I love it, doctor. Thank you so much for
You're
joining us
welcome.
today.
Absolutely.
If you all need more tips for caring for your feet, look, you can log on to NolaSoulPodiatry.com. She has a wonderful office in New Orleans. You're checking out the address on your screen right there. Now look, don't go anywhere because we have a lot coming up on Great Day. We're checking out another great spot. What's some lighter options for summer? Undergrowth Coffee is in our kitchen coming up next. Don't move. Great job, doctor.